So we will start after everyone join, okay? Wait for a while. So the link of the lecture is available on Google Calendar. Am I right to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So 1 to 2 minutes more because half of the class has came. Still half of the class need to came. Okay, so we will start. First of all, very good afternoon to all of you. I am Professor Vishal Soratia, and I think I am as a part of basic electronics and digital electronics subject in a last semester also. I think previously you have gone through the two departmental based subject, which is named as a basic electronics and digital electronics, and there's a third subject which is on the similar kind of the patent, which is named as data communication and networking. Okay, so this subject that is going to be offered since kind of the first batch of your that's computer engineering, and we have successfully conducted various tests, various exam, various blended learning exercises like rubric on demands or open book exams are there. Take-home papers are there. So we have successfully run this subject since last 4 to 5 years, and I'll welcome you all on this particular subject. And this time it is going to be online mode. So the pattern of evaluation and pattern of getting marks, which is going to be differ as compared to the offline examination and offline kind of the contact period is there. Since that the government are trying to open that institute since starting from 15 July, but still we are not getting any particular kind of the strong announcement. So once if it is give you the strong announcement about conducting the class, whether it's offline, online, or it's blended, so we'll work accordingly and we will decide whatever your teaching examination pattern, your submission pattern, different tasks, we are going to decide accordingly. Okay, so welcome you all, and let's start with this journey. And if you don't know, so I will give you my brief introduction. I am a assistant professor in the Department of Information and Communication Technology since 2013. I'm also pursuing my doctoral degree from this Marwadi University, and I'm majority working on optical fiber communication, material science, and photonic devices. So I'm very happy to conduct this particular subject in your class, and I hope that you will also enjoy my class, and we will have a great discussion of various data communication concepts. And in the future also, this subject will help you for your project, for your networking fundamentals, and for your kind of the innovative ideas. The basic fundamentals, you can get it over here about your networking fundamentals, working ideas. Similar pattern of the subject, which is named as a computer networks or advanced computer networks, that will came in fifth or sixth semester, or just after the 1 or 2 semester. So this is a fundamental, or we can say base of those particular higher level of subject. And in this subject, majority of the topic which is related to the communication level, or we can say the physical level. Okay, that as a computer engineer, as an IT engineer, you know very well about networking, their programming, their different software, their different analogy, web designing, and web page development, their graphics, and everything that you know very well. But what actually data transfer is going to take place, like when you connect a two device, so how the data is going to reach from one device to another device. So what are the ground level, or we can say ground layer working methodologies are there for the different type of the communication. As we know that right now mode of communication is very wide. Like you can say you can connect your device with wired, wireless. There are several technologies out there. Wi-Fi is there, Bluetooth are there, Zigbee are there. There are latest wireless technology coming as a Li-Fi, light fidelity. So there are several mode of wireless communication we have, as well as we have several mode of wired communication we have. Most popular out of all the wired communication is there is optical fiber communication. And all of us are knowing that without optical fiber communication, that this type of the high-speed communication never going to possible. So optical fiber communication, how it's going to take place. If there are optical fiber communication is not required and that much of high speed we don't need, then what are the low data rate communication mediums are there? Twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, okay, and what are the standards of that, and how those different cabling cables are work, what are the basic signaling techniques are there, how those physical layer that framing is going to form, what are the signal level understanding, that all type of the concept that you can learn in this particular subject. Okay, so there is a one thing, like this is an online lecture, so whenever you find any type of the question, any sort of or any damn question, okay, so don't worry about that whether I will ask this question which is particular to subject only. But if you have another thing in your mind related to this subject also, or unrelated to subject, you want to share your thought, you want to share your idea, you want to suggest anything, so feel free to ask me. Just interrupt me in between and you can ask me the question, you can discuss with me. As much as more you can do the discussion, as much as kind of the good information that I can deliver to you, and you can also get a new thing from my side. So this is overall thing related to this subject. Let me go with the basic stuff of this particular subject. So what we are going to discuss, especially in this lecture. So teaching scheme, what are the syllabus topics are there? What you will get as an outcome. So after completing this particular course, what are the outcome that you can get? What are the different program outcome that is related overall to this your computer engineering program? And what are the evaluation schemes? So tentative evaluation scheme I'm going to explain you. But that final evaluation scheme, which is going to be decided in 1 week or in 10 days, because as per the mode of delivery, offline or online or whatever the decision came, according to that, we will give you the detailed teaching scheme and evaluation scheme. So this is a 302. So overall, we have a 5 hour of contact period. So we have 1 lab and we have a theory session of the 3 hours. Okay. And there is a 5 component that we are going to evaluate. EAC, end semester exam, mid, internal, Viva and term work. As I have told you, this is a departmental level subject. So there is a no final EAC that written exam you have at the end of the semester. Similar type of the examination pattern we have as you have experience in basic electronics and digital electronics. So we are going to conduct your end semester exam, mid exam, all the tests going to be conducted by us, either on a canvas mode or we can say on online video mode, offline paper, open book paper, whatever the suitable mode we have, that mode of examination we will conduct. But this is overall departmental subject, so you need not to give an end semester exam at the end of the entire semester. Okay. So what are the topic of syllabus? So as I have told you, this subject will give you the basic of the communication. That how this communication take place, what's actually going to be happen at the ground level, at the device to device level, at the end to end, node to node level, how the communication is going to take place. So this type of the thing that is overall syllabus topic we have. So we have a 9 basically topic over here. So first topic, which is a signal characteristic, and in a signal characteristic, what you are going to learn, you are going to learn basic fundamental of different signals. Okay, like there are 2 types of the signal generally that we are categorized: analog and digital. So whatever the real time communication we are doing, or we can say whatever the end-to-end communication we are doing, which is analog. Like I am speaking right now, you are listening. So whatever the things that I am speaking right now, it is in form of analog. Okay. So I can continuously change my frequency, their amplitude, their pitch and everything. So there is a characteristic of the analog signal, which is random in nature. Okay. So such type of the signal known as analog. While whatever the data is going to be processed in your computer, in your laptop, or in any digital devices which are digital signals. So first of all, what is this analog and digital signal? What is a characteristic of that? How this one type of the signal to another type of the signal, how it gets converted, and after the getting converted, what are the basic fundamental of those conversion, which is known as a conversion technique, modulation technique. So what are those different techniques that we are going to discuss in our first chapter? In next, we have a data communication. Under the data communication, we will learn the basic fundamental of layered architecture. Okay, that how the data is actually generated. Okay, like whenever you're typing something or whenever you're accessing something, let's say you have typed something www.youtube.com. So when you typing that particular website and when it is reached to your cable, then what are the different sections are there, different layers are there, what are the layer architecture are there, that we are going to discuss, as well as also we are going to discuss a different data communication technique. There are analog communication, digital communication. Under that analog communication, there are different parts are there. So that we are going to discuss in a second chapter of fundamental of data communication. Third, we are going to discuss about a signal encoding technique. Okay, like there are a major kind of the criteria to sending any particular information. Major criteria will be there: bandwidth, and we can say the speed. Bandwidth, speed, that is a major criteria we have. So whenever we want to send a maximum number of information with the limited bandwidth, okay, like you need to send a 4K stream video with your 20 Mbps data line or with 30 Mbps data line. So what are the different encoding technique we are making to the digital signal so that such faster speed can be achieved? So such type of the signal encoding technique we are going to discuss. Okay, so signal encoding technique is nothing but there is a one type of digital data to conversion in terms of digital signal. Now there are 2 things we have: data and signals. So data will be 010101, that's the digital data, but signal, that is a differ. So how this digital data convert to digital signal using a different signal encoding technique, that we are going to discuss in the third chapter. Next, we have a bandwidth utilization. In bandwidth utilization, we will see various concept of that to save the bandwidth, what are the different techniques that is applied to utilize the proper bandwidth, as well as it is also having a bandwidth and spread spectrum technique. We have both stuff that we will come on this chapter. In this bandwidth utilization, what we can say, like you can say you are owning one company, okay, like you have one company and your company is just spread it in entire India, and you are using your private network. Here you can communicate from Gujarat to Maharashtra to Delhi, and you are having your own network, your own cabling kind of the entire network is there. After that, sometime you will get realized, or this is just an example. You get realized that whatever the communication medium that you are using, it is not totally 100% utilized. It means that you have opted for the 10 Gbps band, but you are only using only a 1 Gbps band, which is sufficient for your communication. And what I will decide, that rest of the 9 Gbps I am going to sell to other person, so that other company also came to my network. They can also transfer their data through my channels, and our entire bandwidth get utilized, and I will get a profit from that also. So this is a process that multiple users can use a common bandwidth, which is known as a bandwidth utilization. So end-to-end communication required band is very large, but users are very small. So we are accommodating more and more user in the same area and utilizing a full spectrum, which is known as a bandwidth utilization. So how we can do that? There are different techniques are there: FDMA, TDMA, CDMA, as well as FDM, CDM, TDM, WDM. So that different multiplexing and we can say bandwidth utilization technique that we are going to see in this chapter. In the fifth, it is a chapter related to the transmission media. As I have told you, there are two types of the transmission media basically we have. First type of the transmission media we have wired, and second is a wireless. Now wired, that you all can relate it with, like your cable TV network, your computer, we can say that broadband connection, or you can say your fiber optic connection in your office or in our college. While we can say wireless communication, that we are using our mobiles, we are accessing the Wi-Fi, we are accessing a Bluetooth. So these all are come under the wireless category. So we are going to discuss that what are these different wired and wireless transmission media, what are their characteristics, which one is best, and what are their standards, that we are going to discuss in chapter number 5. Sixth, which is a switching system and communication network. So in switching system and communication network, we will see that what are the different type of the device, or we can say device related to kind of the phenomena, which is do a different type of the switching. Like it is going to be happen like that, in one center, like simultaneously 20 to 30 people are communicating simultaneously. Okay. So you need to do a proper type of the management, that all of them get their turn and all of them can they can use a particular bandwidth. So for that we are using a different switching network. Circuit switch are there, packet switch are there, which is applicable on telephone line, which is applicable on mobile communication or in data transfer. So what are the switching techniques are there, which is used for a different type of the networks. Seventh, we are going to discuss a wireless WAN. So wireless WAN, which is mostly like you can say your mobile communication, your satellite communication. We have Wi-Fi is there, WiMAX is there. Okay, so what are these wireless wide area network that's going to set up? Okay, that we can discuss in the 7th chapter, where that area is going to large. Like you can say you want to communicate from one country to another country. So what are the different wireless mediums are there through which you can do this communication, or from state to state, like from your mobile you can contact to other state, other person which is situated in another state. So how this wireless communication, or we can say mobile communication, take place? So that wireless WAN we are going to discuss in this 7th chapter. 8th chapter, another communication technology which is like Bluetooth, Zigbee, NRF, or we can say the communication technology which is related to the short range communication and the larger range communication. Okay, so NRF, we can say NRF is there, or we can say there are, I can say that RFID. Okay, we can say that's related to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, short range communication, wireless sensor networks. So what are these basic fundamental of those communication technologies that we are going to discuss? In data link control, which is just a small part of your next level. Like when you go to the next semester in a advanced level of this communication network, so you need to start with the data link layer. Why? Because this physical layer communication you have discussed, that how communication take place. But what are the management or what are the protocol which is applicable on the higher level, like typing from website and getting this data to the physical layer? What is the journey of that particular query, and how the data getting generated, packet getting formatted, networking phenomena, their session layer phenomena, their web page, their transport phenomena. So how those packaging information is going to form, that you need to discuss, that you're going to learn in a higher semester. So we will go with a little bit of flavor of those data formation through this data link control, where the framing is going to be take place, where there are a communication error and error correcting, detecting, like if you are sending a data and if that data is getting corrected, or we can say that's getting corrupted. So how you will retrieve the data, what are the basic fundamentals of that. So such type of the things that we are going to discuss in the last chapter. So starting from the basic fundamental of signal, we will go up to the data link control, where there are entire journey of how actually the communication take place between a two device. That is overall sort of outcome that you can get, how data can transfer from one place to another place, and to send that particular data, what are the different protocol, what are the different technology which is responsible to do this data transformation. That overall we are going to discuss in this oral subject. Anybody having any question, any query, please ask me. Let me drink a water. Any doubt, any question, please ask me, everyone. And if it is not doubt, at least you need to write a confirmation that, okay, sir, understood, sir. Likewise, notification you can give it to me, or acknowledgement you give it to me, everyone. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Good one. Let me will go with the next step. What are the course outcome we have? Okay. So course outcome of this subject, which is same, which is in line to the discussion that we have done. So course outcome will be, you can understand the various concept of basic fundamental signals, data communication, networking, layer architecture of that particular network model. Second, which is you can distinguish and relate various physical medias, interfacing standard and adapters. Like after completing this subject, you will get the idea that what are the different physical media, as we have a dedicated chapter in that. What are the standard associated with that particular transmission media, and which type of the device you require to do that communication, so that you can differentiate. Like right now, I want to connect my laptop with network. So two way I can connect with that. First thing, if I am having a LAN cable, so I can connect it through wired. But I am having a requirement like that, I don't want to connect it with wire, but I need a free access. Whenever I will go, I want to access the internet. So at that time, your necessary requirement is there, you need to set up a wireless communication. So to do the wireless communication, which device you require? Like you are having a Wi-Fi chip is there in your mobile, so you need to set up a Wi-Fi router. Okay, and then Wi-Fi router can connect with your network service provider. So you should distinguish, like at which particular scenario, which type of the device you can use. Third outcome you can get, you can use a various concept and method of enhancement of channel capacity. Okay, like more and more user you can accommodate in a limited space of the particular allocation. Like you are getting amazed with that. Like I think you have heard about spectrum licensing, spectrum like 2G spectrum, 3G spectrum, 4G spectrum. So what the bigger companies will do, like let's take VI is there, we can say Airtel is there, Reliance is there. Okay, so government of India, the telecommunication department, they will issue the bid. Like if you want to use 4G or let's take 5G spectrum, so you need to pay that much amount of money to government to access that particular license band. Now, what do you mean by issuing the band or issuing the license? Like when we communicate with each other using any device, any electronics device, when we communicate with each other, we need to use some frequency. Like you can hear the radio, like you can say you hear the radio of radio station Radio Mirchi with 98.3 FM, you can say. So what is this 98.3 FM? Can you tell me what do you mean by this 98.3? Someone, please tell me. What do you mean by this 98.3? Frequency. Yeah, true, Tirth. That's the frequency. It means whatever the communication or whatever the audio transmission that this radio station are doing on 98.3 megahertz of frequency. So whenever this radio station is going to establish, they have asked the government that please allocate one particular megahertz frequency on which we can start transmitting our programs. Okay. Likewise, whenever you want to set up a 4G or 5G communication between two mobile, so that mobile company need to take a permission from this government, and government will charge their thousands of crores of rupees, and depend on that rupees, they will allocate the 4G or 5G band, and in that band only that company need to give the service to service provider. Like let's take example 900 megahertz to 950 megahertz if it is allocated to Geo. So that Geo users can communicate between this 900 to 950 megahertz only. Okay, in that range only they need to, yeah, they're all having a different frequency. Geo, VI, Airtel, they're all having a different frequency, different allocated band. If band is not going to be different, then mixture or we can say interference is going to occur. So all of them are using a different frequency which is allocated by the department. So they have different bands are there. And from that band, one band is given to Airtel, one band is given to Geo, one band is given to VI, likewise. And in that band only, all the users need to talk. Okay. Over here, what happened, whatever the band which is issued by the government, okay, that particular, in that band, only very limited number of users can speak. Okay, like you can say the band of, let's take 3G communication, which is 900 to 1000 megahertz only. So in that up to this 100 megahertz on the band, only few hundred of the users only can talk. But you know that they have the crores of, or we can say millions or billions of customers. So in that limited band, how they will accommodate a million users? That's the biggest question over here, and at that particular question, there are an entire research which will came in mind as a bandwidth utilization. Okay, and for this bandwidth utilization, there are several techniques. First, they will try to accommodate as much as user in the same band. Then they will repeat this band after every geographical area. Like same band they can use in Rajkot, Marwadi also, they can use the same band at the Kalava Road also, but they will take care about that this both band not going to interfere with each other. Such type of the tower they will install, and that is known as a frequency use. So this is a one technique where the bandwidth utilization can take, and more number of users can accommodate in your particular customer or in that particular customer pool with that one company. And as a result, you know that, like you can see there are several towers are installed nearby your area, like in a municipal corporation, that footpath, that right now that mobile company are installing their tower on their road divider. Okay, and as much as number of users are increased, number of towers is getting increased to match this bandwidth utilization criteria. Okay, so this type of the concept we are going to learn as a bandwidth utilization, as a communication technologies in this particular chapter also. So you can learn a various concept, method of enhancement of channel capacity. We can also, you can learn about the different analog and digital carrier, modulation technique on analog and digital carrier. Like if you are having an analog signal, then how, what are the technique that you apply to do that analog signal communication? If you have a digital signal, so what are the different digital modulation techniques are there? So that modulation technique we can use, that you are going to learn. Explain a physical layer technique associated with LAN, WAN, and MAN. So if you set up a network for one office, or if you want to set up a network for entire building, or if you want to set up network for city or between multiple city, between multiple countries. So what are the different communication media you're supposed to use? So that analogy, you can get it idea that what are the physical layer kind of the networking are there between such kind of the wide area, small area network that we are going to learn. Analyze a short range and long range wireless technology. So if you want to set up a temporary communication, or you want to set up a permanent connection, there is a long range and short range wireless technology. Which type of the technology associated with that you can learn. Can anybody tell me what is an example of short range wireless communication and long range wireless communication? Any example?
सर शॉर्ट रेंज में वॉकी टॉकी और लॉन्ग रेंज में मोबाइल फोन्स.
We can say that walkie talkie and mobile both in a long range communication. Short range, I can say near about 10 meters. So which technology is used for 10-meter wireless communication, and which used for, yes, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, that we use for the short range communication. While mobile communication, this walkie-talkie, that satellite telephone, or we can say your DTH service, your television transmission, okay, that is considered as a long range wireless communication. Okay, so we'll see all the stuff, how Bluetooth communication work, how a satellite communication work, how mobile communication work. Okay, so these are the stuff which is over here. Any doubt, any question? Is this subject quite interesting, or it is just boring? Just tell me, is it quite interesting to you or not?
Yes sir, interesting.
Okay, interesting. So you be with me, okay? Every time you be with me, just listen. I'm not going with very fast and very, but you need to understand, like whenever next time when you came out from your home and when you see your mobile and a nearby tower, at that time you should realize that if I'm dialing this particular number, how this communication set up and it is reached to the one of my friend which is situated in Ahmedabad, or this person situated in one particular another state, or when you're doing a WhatsApp call to your friend which is situated in Australia. So how this communication take place? What are the different steps between them? Through this communication has been established. That sort of thought should be rise after learning the subject. Okay, and there are a very tremendous kind of the exciting kind of the technologies that we are going to see about fiber optics and everything. And there are separate subjects are there in a communication. Whatever the topic that we are going to discuss, they are having a separate subjects, and we are going to see the overall of those subject over. Yes, somebody has raised the hand. Please ask me. Yes.
सर वो जो कई मीन्स मोबाइल टावर और वो होते हैं उस पे लिखा होता है नॉन हैजार्डियस, और कई टावर पे लिखा होता है हैजार्डियस मीन्स फॉर ह्यूमन. सो मीन्स वो फ्रीक्वेंसी की वजह से मीन्स हैजार्डियस हो सकते हैं. 5G में भी कुछ आया था वो बीच में.
There are two factors we have. Like we can say, whenever we talk about mobile communication, so whatever the radiation, yes. So whatever the wave, actually they are antennas. Okay, in your mobile you have antenna, and in the tower also you have antenna. So between this both of the antenna, there are a microwave frequency are there, which is in megahertz or gigahertz. Okay, so this megahertz and gigahertz frequency get it is going to be connect this tower and your phone. Now hazardous, which is in terms of how much power you are using for that. Okay, like you can say, if you are living in a jungle where there are no communication, only environment, very beautiful environment, very green nature and everything is there, but communication is not there. So there is a one era where we can say there are nothing is hazardous, no communication, people are living with the nature, that's the one thing. Now when you just go with the industrialization, like I want communication, I want to connect with one of the people that I am sitting right now here and I want to know who is in the other side of the entire earth. I want to do a such type of, I want to connect with people to people from one end to the another end. Just listen this entire stuff so you can get idea whether it is hazardous or not, or whether we need to promote with that, or we need to take a one side or another side. So that's the second requirement, that I don't want to sit in my place. I want to know that who is the other people, how it will look like, what is their mindset, what are their learning, which is situated at the another corner of my earth. Now to do that, you need to just break the rule that you have connected with the nature. You need to do some infrastructure, you need to connect with some infrastructure so that this achievement, or we can say your desire, can be a successful and you can reach over there. Now with the country by country, okay, now that there are several countries are there, they have their own regulation are there, they are having their own technologies are there. Now country by country, to doing this communication, they are having their own rules. Like you can say in a US, they are having a whatever the mobile that mobile gadget, or whatever the frequency, or whatever the basic signal they are using, which is not same as India. Okay, like in US, they are having a regulatory coming. They can say like that, whenever you establish the mobile communication from your antenna, that much of the power, maximum power you can emit. So if your mobile is radiating from that much of level to higher level, they won't get rejected. It is only allowed to radiate that much of the maximum threshold power, which is maximum. It should be below to them. Okay, and your communication get established and you are allowed to use that much of maximum power. And why they have said this maximum power, they have done the research on humans. Like if that much of the power is going to be, that is going to interact with the person, that person will not having any type of the major disease, or like not any type of the problem is going to be caused with that entire human community. Obviously, when you drop from the nature and you go with the infrastructure, something you have already lost. You have cut your trees, you have reduced your nature, there are environment, birds and other creatures are also get affected. That's the one thing, that something is going, you need to suffer. That's the one thing. But you need to fulfill your desire also. So, but fulfilling the desires with the minimum harmness, that much of the thing you can allow. So if there are one type of the regularity are there, which is applicable to all the mobile companies, towers and everywhere. While in another company, it is not like that. While in another country, what they have, like people are sitting in their bathroom. People are sitting in their bathroom, which is closed from every side, which is on the ground floor of the building. Let's say you are sitting in a first floor of building, you are sitting in your bathroom and you need a very fast internet, because at that time you want to see some video, you want to see some news, everything. This is just an example. So at that time, people are demanding, like, I want a fast internet connection in my bedroom, in my bathroom. If you not give me the fast internet connection, I will port to new company. That's the primary requirement of the people. So what company will do? Like, this is a requirement, and out of my lakhs of users, 50,000 users are saying that you should give a high-speed connection, otherwise we will jump to other company. So what they will do to sustain the market or to stay with this customer, they will break some rule. Okay, they will go with the higher radiation. As they have increased the radiation, your kind of the requirement to getting the internet is fulfilled, but with the loss of something. Okay, so whenever we talk about this 4G, this 5G, everything, whether it is a hazardous or not hazardous, which is depend on that, which type of the area and where they are emitting. Like you can say there are a central area, Like you can say there are MSC and we can say mid tower are there, mobile end-to-end tower are there. So whenever all the signal will reach to one place, like from the entire city, that particular signal will reach to one place, and from that place it is get communicated with another city. So obviously, whatever the amount of power they are using in this particular company, obviously higher. So that tower you can say emitting a more power, more electromagnetic rays are coming to that. So that area might be the hazardous. But the area at which you are sitting in your society and only one mobile tower is there at your park, so that might be not hazardous. Why? Because that tower is limited to that particular area only for 100 customer, for 200 customer, for 300 customer. So they are not going to emit that much of the power. Okay. Also, they have the regulatory committee are there. If such tower are there, there should be installed in that kind of the high-rise building. If it is not a high-rise building, so it will just affect to the people. So there are the rules and regulations are there, but hazardous, not hazardous, which is in this meaning. Like which type of the criteria your government is fulfilling, which type of the requirement of the customer you have. Okay, that is matter a lot. I think you have got the idea. Whether 5G is bad or not, whether 4G is bad or not, some of the country already at the level of 6G and 7G. So they have already just their 5G technology, they have just chewed and they have just thrown it away. Like they have moved to 6G and 7G. So whether those people are not affected, whether those people get died, okay, they have also set some of the rules and regulations to the 5G, 4G, but the same thing might be not applicable in India. Why? Because there are several factors: customers, type of peoples, okay, area-wise distribution of the people. That is going like if you talk about the US or you can say UK or Canada, there are the area is very large and people are very few. So if you even go with the higher frequency, that people are getting affected not that much. But if you can say about the India, under the one tower, there are 100 houses are there. So people are affected more. Okay, because that area density, people density are different. Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say to relate, whether this is hazardous or not, radiative, non-radiative, hazardous, non-hazardous. Yes or no? Who has asked the question?
Sir, me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, you can ask anything else like this thing I have not.
No, sir, clear.
Okay, good one. So you can ask such question. Okay, whenever you found that, sir, this is a thing that I have read. What about this thing? So we have a good discussion in that, and that's the overall purpose of the learning we have. Okay. We have what are the program outcome in this part. Is there any other question to anybody? Please ask me. Any question to anybody? Just give me 1 minute. Yes, any question? Please ask me. Okay, let's move towards the next, which is a program outcome. Okay, so out of your 12 program outcome, over here there are a program outcome 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 12 that you can attract over here. So first one, which is engineering knowledge. Obviously, you can get basic science and basic fundamentals of the engineering of this. We can say communication engineering. You can get it through this one. Problem analysis. What we are going to do, like whenever we do the discussion, whenever we take lecture, we are having several situations. Like if you want to set up such type of the situation, then what communication we can do. So it will give you the problem analysis approach. Like if this is a problem, what communication technology we can use. As well as we are going to give you the exam papers like take-home papers. So in which there are such type of the problem solving examples are there that you need to solve, you need to get the answer in 15 days. So that ability also get increased. Conduct the investigation of complex problem. Like if such type of the network you want to set up, and which type of the device you need to do that, you need to connect. So that will just make your complex problem solving investigation program outcome also get addressed. Modern tool of use, we are using a canvas for our submission. We are using some Cisco packet tracer. We are using a virtual laboratory as if it is or totally online. So we are having a virtual laboratory are there. So these are the modern tools that we are using to conduct the subject. And there are ethics, like as I have told you, that story about that radiation and all the stuff. So to do ethical behavior or to do the ethical practice where the people are get not hazard or people are not get affected and you will just hold your human values. So for that, which type of the communication technique or which type of the communication environment you need to use. Okay, so that ethical behavior, ethical practice, as well as we are conducting several exams. So at that time, how you are appearing in the exam, what are your point of view to attend those exams, that is also going to be give you the ethical practice over here. Individual and teamwork. So we will give you the individual project task, teamwork task, according to that worksheets are there. So that individual and teamwork profile or that program outcome also getting attracted. Communication, obviously giving the viva, explaining about the topic, giving the presentation on the topic, explaining your idea that this as a term work, I have submitted this particular work. So how those work getting communicated through rest of the world. So that we can say the communication, interacting with the people, interacting with your classmates, with me, it will increase your communication skill. And last, lifelong learning. After learning this subject, you will get the fundamental ideas that whenever you want to set up a communication as a computer engineer, when you can choose that this thing I can use or this thing I cannot use, whether it is applicable or not applicable. Likewise, the lifelong learning, you will get it through this particular subject. Next, we have, this is a tentative evaluation scheme we have. So don't consider that this is a final teaching scheme because depend on the nature of examination and that classes, we are going to change that. But first thing we have, like as a last semester exercise, we have conducted, there is an IA of, I can say 30 mark. We are having a logical worksheets, in-class activity, Canvas graded discussions are there. So I put some of the thing on Canvas and you need to write your discussion in that, as well as Coursera or online video lectures from EDX and NPTEL. If there are some online course you need to do, that's also considered under the IA. So there are 4 possible activities we have, and you need to get, like everywhere there are securing. If you are securing more than 75% of mark, we will give you a 30 out of 30. That pattern we have applied in a last semester as per the final meeting with all the faculties, because this subject is offers in 5 classes. So after deciding with every class and nature, we will give you the detailed scheme on IA. But majority it is having a logical worksheet, in-class activity, Canvas graded discussion. Next we have second component, which is a continuous semester evaluation. So in continuous semester evaluation, we are planning to give you the lab experiment, your lab experiment, whatever the experiment you are going to do, which might be going to consider as a 10 mark. And 10 mark, we are going to conduct a quiz. So we have 9 chapters, so chapter wise quiz we are going to conduct. You need to give the quiz on the Canvas, and according to the marks that you have got, you will get a 10 out of the marks. So 8 quiz are there, then whatever the marks are there, finally it get mapped to the 10 marks, and whatever the laboratory task you have done, that is going to be converted into another 10 marks. This is a very interesting component, and there are a very innovative also, which is a term work rubric on demand. So we will give you a choice of 5 different rubrics. Like you can create a hardware project based on communication engineering domain. You need to create a hardware project based upon this Wi-Fi, Zigbee, GSM. So there is a first rubric on demand we are offering. Second, there are C and C++ coding on predefined topic. So we'll give you some basic fundamental like signaling technique. So whenever some data is going to enter, so automatically you need to generate signals from your C and C++ coding and you need to display in your screen. Like if this is a code, so this type of the signal is going to be generated for this different technique. So how to do the programming of such particular representation of digital data to signals. That's the type of one of the example of C coding project. So we have a listed of projects are there. If you choose this rubric on demand, we will allocate one topic from you. So we will take one survey. Like this is a 5 topic you have, and faculty will going to take faculty is going to take one lecture, dedicated lecture on that. Faculty will explain that what should be in this particular topic and what we are expecting from your side. So what we are going to provide, what you need to submit. So entire one lecture is going to taken by the faculty for this rubric on demand, and then after you need to give your choice and we will allocate the topic accordingly. So active learning, assignment, video making are there. So we will give you the example, like let's take optical fiber communication. So you need to create a dual language video, explanatory video that how optical communication work. So you need to explain it with your own native language as well as in English. So you need to create a video so that video we will refer to your senior, to your juniors, and we will ask them such type of the videos you're supposed to make. Okay, so active learning, video making, then online examination. So online examination, which is mostly about quizzes. So we'll give you several type of the Unnati Patel. I think Unnati Ben is walking in the street, and meanwhile they're attending the lecture. It's okay. So in online examination, what we have, like we will give you a specific type of the websites or topic. Okay. So from that website and from that topics, we will give you the website link also. And from that link, you need to attend the quiz, and whatever the score you will get, you need to submit back to faculty, and faculty give the marks from that. Fifth one, which is a Cisco networking exam. So to do the any type of the communication or to set up a virtual network, one software is there which is named as a Cisco packet tracer. So in the Cisco packet tracer, we have a defined task are there, 5 tasks are there. So that 5 tasks we are going to give it to you. You need to do one small certification course. You need to attempt for those 5 particular problem, and the circuit of those network and all the thing as a combined, you need to submit back to us, which is a 5th rubric on demand. So don't worry right off now if you don't understand each and everything, but we will take a individual lecture, detailed lecture on each and every topic. We will show you the example also, that this is the thing that your senior has been developed, and we are expecting such type of thing. Okay. Any question in this one up to term work? Okay. Viva we are going to conduct as orally. So at the end of the semester, you need to just come for the Viva. And one thing that I make it very clearly from the one day, this is the first day of the classes. Listen it carefully. Viva having a 25 marks. Okay. Rubric on demand also having a 25 marks. To do the rubric on demand, to get the 25 marks, you need to do several tasks. Like you need to attempt the quiz, you need to do the Cisco packet tracer task, you need to create a hardware project, several things. So after doing a 1 week or 15 days of the work, you will get a 25 marks in rubric on demand. And the same amount of mark you are getting in a Viva by sitting in front of the faculty and giving the answer of 5 to 6 questions. Now at the time, if somebody will tell like that, sir, I have not prepared, I have just prepared only 1 chapter, definitely I will fail you. Because just see the weightage, 25 marks. At least you need to express whatever the concept you have learned very clearly. If you say, sir, I don't know, I have prepared only 1 chapter, so it is your fault, you must be a fail. So don't do that. Whenever there are a Viva, you need to prepare for the subject. And why I am just giving you in kind of the very hard word, because it's containing a 25 marks, near about 30 to 35% of 30% of your overall evaluation scheme. So it should be, you should be very, very conscious and very, I can say that's the serious about this one. Okay, don't say like that, sir, I have prepared a 2 chapter. If you want to take Viva, take it. I will say that prepare everything, come to next semester. You will take your Viva, and you are fail in Viva, only Viva. Rest of the thing that I can make it pass, but Viva I will not allow. So do the preparation very well in the Viva, because it will help you to appear in an interview also. This is one sort of practice where the interview, like this, all the small Viva is nothing but that will make you confident while you sitting in front of the interviewer, sitting in front of any company. This sort of answer, this sort of dedication to prepare for one subject, it will help you at that time. Okay, so don't just sit ideal and just come into the Viva and say, sir, ask anything, but I have not prepared anything. I will give you the 0. Okay, don't do like that. That's the, I'm giving you the warning from first. Last topic that we have, which is an end semester exam. So in a last semester, we have taken 2 exams. First exam, which is based upon a closed book or open book test, and another is a take home test. So we are going to take 2 exams, and depend on this 2 exam, average of both of them, we will put it as a 50 mark, map it to 50 mark. So that first exam either going to closed book or open book, depend upon the nature of delivery of content. Second exam is obviously going to take home paper. So we will give you the 1 paper, we will give you a 2 week of time, and in the 2 week you need to submit back that particular answer. So don't worry, this is overall this evaluation scheme and all the stuff that we are going to modify it, and we will let you know once that everything that we are finalized with that. I have seen there are lots of people are there who have joined at the mid of the class. Now, whenever I have found that people are just joining in middle of this particular class and they are not consistent in entire lecture, I will give the option to that. So please don't do like that. If you want to sit, you come from the first and go it to that. Don't just come and go. It is not just any loss to me, because I'm already paid for this particular lecture, but it is just loss to you. Okay, so that's it from my side for this particular lecture, and we will see you in the next class tomorrow, and we will discuss the rest of the stuff. Now you can write your enrollment number and name, complete enrollment number and name, and then after you can go. Any question you can ask me? Yes, somebody has raised the hand. Yes, Anand, tell me, Anand. Yes, Anand, tell me. Hello, Anand.
No, sir, no question.
Okay. You can ask me the question. We have still 3 to 4 minutes. You can ask me the question. So after writing your enrollment number and name, you can go. Have a good day. We'll meet you tomorrow. Bye-bye.